Alex, I noticed something about you yesterday.
That sentence can go in several dangerous directions.
Before the meeting, you told me you were nervous because you are not a very confident person.
I did.
Then the meeting started, someone disagreed with your idea, and suddenly you were explaining your point, answering questions, and defending your plan.
I knew what I wanted to say.
So maybe confidence depends on the situation.
Maybe I'm confident when I know what I'm doing.
And when you don't?
Put me at a party where I know nobody, and suddenly I have very important business with the snacks.
The snacks?
I stand near them and pretend the potato chips need supervision.
So in one situation you speak clearly in front of a group, and in another you hide beside a bowl of chips.
When you say it like that, I sound complicated.
Maybe you are. Would you call yourself quiet?
Sometimes.
Talkative?
Also sometimes.
Patient?
Usually, unless I'm in slow traffic.
See the pattern?
Every answer needs an extra detail.
Right. You are confident, but not everywhere. Quiet, but not with everyone. Patient, until traffic gets involved. Yet, when somebody asks us to describe ourselves, what do we usually do?
Pick a few safe words. I'm friendly, I'm responsible, I'm easygoing.
And those words may be true, but if you say easygoing, I still do not know what that looks like for you.
Then maybe, I'm pretty easygoing in everyday life, but when I'm working on something important, I like things to be organized.
Now I understand you much better.
So the first answer was not wrong. It was just incomplete.
Exactly.
I think I know where this is going.
Go on.
We're talking about the kind of person you are and how you explain that in English.
There it is. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Alex. Welcome to the Easy English podcast from English Life Channel.
Today we're talking about something that sounds simple until you have to put it into words. Your personality.
How do you describe yourself naturally instead of just listing adjectives?
And how do you choose words that really fit you in different situations?
And before we get into it, if you enjoy learning English with us, please like the video and subscribe to English Life Channel.
It really motivates us and helps us keep creating useful English lessons for you.
All right, Sarah. So where do we start?
With the question behind all of this. Alex, what are you like?
I'd say I'm pretty responsible, and I'm usually easygoing. But when something really matters to me, I can become very focused.
Keep going.
I'm also quiet when I first meet people, but once I feel comfortable, I talk a lot more.
Now I can actually picture you.
So the goal is not one perfect adjective.
No, the goal is to describe yourself in a way that actually sounds like you.
All right, let's build the answer from there.
You already did something useful without thinking about it.
What?
You said, I'd say I'm, instead of making a hard statement like, I am always this way. That little phrase makes a self-description sound more natural.
So, I'd say I'm pretty responsible feels softer than I am responsible.
Right. Now, give me evidence. What do you do that makes responsible true?
I plan my week, I try not to miss deadlines, and if I promise someone I'll do something, I really try to do it.
That gives you a stronger answer. I'd say I'm pretty responsible. If I promise to do something, I make sure I follow through.
Follow through means I actually do what I promised?
Exactly. And here is another useful frame. I'm the kind of person who
likes to know what the plan is before we start.
That sounds like you.
Very much. I am not the person who arrives at the airport and says, "So, where are we flying today?"
You are not organizing my next vacation.
That hurts.
You'll recover. Another useful frame is, I tend to
think carefully before I make a big decision.
That works well. I tend to describes a pattern without making it sound like a permanent identity.
So, I'm impatient sounds stronger than I tend to get impatient when I'm tired.
Exactly. Context makes the picture more accurate.
Which is basically what we were noticing at the beginning.
You are learning quickly.
Careful, that sounded like praise.
Do not get cocky.
There it is.
We will come back to that. But first, let's use something you said earlier. At a party full of strangers, you become quieter. Does that make you an introvert?
Maybe. I like people, but I definitely need quiet time after a lot of socializing.
Then you might be social and somewhat introverted. Being introverted does not automatically mean shy or unfriendly.
So introversion is more about where I get or recover my energy?
Often, yes. Outgoing is more about visible social behavior. An outgoing person usually feels comfortable approaching people and starting conversations.
I can do that sometimes, but not immediately in every group.
Which brings us to another distinction. Are you shy, or are you simply reserved at first?
I'm not sure. What is the difference?
Shy usually suggests nervousness or discomfort. Reserved means quieter or more private. A reserved person may be completely confident when they do speak.
Then, reserved fits me better in some situations. I usually listen first.
And once you feel comfortable?
I open up.
Exactly. You can say, I'm quiet at first, but I open up once I know people better.
Or, I'm a little slow to warm up, but I become much more talkative later.
Very natural in casual conversation.
So even this one small part of my personality gives me several choices. Introverted, reserved, quiet at first, slow to warm up.
And the best choice depends on what you actually mean.
Which brings us back to that word you used earlier.
Cocky?
Right. Let me try. A confident person believes in their abilities. They do not need constant approval.
That gets the key idea. They can say, I think I can handle this. Cocky is different. A cocky person acts as if they are better than other people.
So, I think I can do a good job sounds confident. Nobody here can do this as well as I can sounds cocky.
Right. Now imagine you are in a team meeting and you say, I think we should change this plan, and here are my reasons. What word fits?
Assertive?
Why?
Because I'm clearly saying what I think without ordering everybody around.
You caught the respect part. An assertive person expresses their needs or opinions clearly while respecting other people.
And bossy is when you keep telling people what to do and do not really listen.
Right.
She's assertive. She speaks clearly when she disagrees. But she's bossy. She tells everybody exactly how they should work.
Now imagine the bossy person says, I'm just a strong leader.
Convenient.
Another pair works the same way, determined and stubborn. One person may see determination, another may see stubbornness.
Same behavior, different judgment.
Sometimes, a determined person keeps working toward a goal. A stubborn person refuses to change their mind even when there is a good reason.
So if I keep studying English for a year, even when it is difficult, I'm determined.
Yes.
If I keep pronouncing a word incorrectly after 10 people correct me because I refuse to change, I'm stubborn.
You found the difference.
Painfully.
Here is a useful sentence pattern. Some people might say, I'm, but I'd say, I'm.
This sounds dangerous.
Try it.
Some people might say I'm stubborn, but I'd say I'm determined.
I believe both groups.
That is not the support I wanted.
Then make it more self-aware.
I know I can be a little stubborn sometimes, especially when I strongly believe I'm right.
Much more believable. If every word in your self-description is positive, people may start doubting you.
So I should avoid, I'm friendly, brilliant, hilarious, generous, confident, and admired by everybody.
Unless you are demonstrating cocky.
There it is again.
Let's change the activity. I'll describe behavior. You tell me what personality word fits.
Better. Now I can play too.
Person 1. If they say they will call at 6, they call at 6. If they promise to help you, they show up.
Reliable.
Now use it naturally.
I'd say I'm pretty reliable. If I tell someone I'll do something, I try to follow through.
You used the earlier phrase without me reminding you.
I noticed.
Person 2. You are carrying too many bags, and they quietly take one from you without being asked.
Helpful.
True, but what personality word also suggests thinking about other people's needs?
Considerate.
Yes. A considerate person notices how their actions affect others.
Like keeping your voice down because someone is sleeping.
Exactly. Or remembering that your friend does not eat meat before choosing a restaurant.
That is much more specific than nice.
Person 3. A flight is canceled. Everybody is frustrated. One person says, "Okay, what can we do now?"
Easygoing?
Maybe. If it is a smaller problem, easygoing fits well. If the situation is serious and they remain emotionally steady, grounded might be better.
I hear grounded a lot. Does it mean practical?
It can, but for personality, it often suggests emotionally stable, realistic, and not easily shaken.
So my easygoing friend says, "The restaurant is full? No problem." My grounded friend stays calm when everybody else is panicking.
Exactly.
I'm going to test you now.
Already?
You said this is a conversation.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Somebody loves asking questions because they genuinely want to understand things. But sometimes they ask questions that are a little too personal.
Curious.
Too easy. What if they ask me how much money I earn, why I'm still single, and what happened in my last relationship?
Now I might say nosy.
There we go.
Good example. Curious is usually positive. Nosy means too interested in somebody else's private business.
So the question is this information actually my business?
That is a useful test.
One more. Someone is not loud or silly, but they always have a clever comment ready.
Witty.
And if they respond really quickly?
Quick-witted.
I wish I were quick-witted. My best replies usually arrive 3 hours after the conversation.
That happens to everybody.
Then am I slow-witted?
Please do not describe yourself that way.
Another personality problem solved.
Notice what we just did. We started with behavior instead of vocabulary.
Which means if I forget the perfect adjective, I can still describe the behavior.
And that gives you another advantage. I'm the kind of person who checks in on friends when they are having a difficult week. That communicates personality, even if you forget considerate.
That feels much more realistic. In normal conversation, nobody says wrong. The answer was considerate.
Hopefully not.
What if I am describing another person instead of myself?
Good. Tell me about one of your close friends.
He's really easygoing. He gets along with almost everyone, and he can talk to a stranger anywhere.
Outgoing?
Very. Sometimes I leave him alone for 30 seconds and come back, and he already knows someone's name, job, hometown, and favorite restaurant.
Curious or nosy?
Usually curious. Usually.
What else?
He's very down to earth.
Explain it without a dictionary.
He never tries to impress people. If something good happens to him, he is happy about it, but he does not suddenly act more important than everyone else.
That captures it. Down to earth often describes someone practical, friendly, and not pretentious.
And approachable means people feel comfortable talking to you?
Right. A manager can be approachable, a teacher can be approachable, a new coworker can be approachable.
What about a person whose emotions are always visible?
You could call them expressive. Or you might say, they wear their heart on their sleeve.
That idiom means they show their feelings openly.
Exactly.
I think my face is expressive, but I do not always talk about my feelings.
Then expressive may fit better. This is another thing learners sometimes do. They learn a new expression and try to make it fit every situation.
I used to do that all the time.
Natural language is often about choosing the closest fit.
Let me give you another situation. Same friend. His best friend says, he's spontaneous and fun. His extremely organized coworker says, he never plans anything.
Good. That is a perfect example of perspective.
So the same person could sound spontaneous to one person and disorganized to another.
Exactly. And now you have created our next problem yourself. The language changes depending on who is describing you and where.
Which probably matters a lot at work.
Very much. Imagine a job interviewer asks, "How would you describe yourself?"
I'm ready. I'm responsible, friendly, and easygoing.
Those are the 3 safe words you warned me about at the beginning.
I did that on purpose.
Of course. Try again.
I'd say I'm reliable and fairly organized. I like to plan my work, and if I commit to a deadline, I do my best to meet it. I'm also comfortable asking questions when I need clarification.
That answer works because the adjectives have evidence.
Would easygoing sound good in an interview?
It can, but I would be careful. Easygoing may sound calm and pleasant, but it could also sound too relaxed if there is no context.
So, I stay calm and flexible when plans change.
Better. That describes the useful behavior.
What about hardworking? Everyone says hardworking.
It is useful, but broad. Persistent can sometimes be stronger if you mean that you keep trying when something is difficult.
How is persistent different from determined?
Determined often emphasizes having a goal. Persistent emphasizes continuing the effort despite difficulty or delay.
So, I'm determined to improve my English, but I was persistent when the project kept going wrong.
Exactly.
What if the job requires me to work without somebody checking on me all day?
Then self-starter can be useful.
I'm a self-starter. If I see something that needs to be done, I'm comfortable getting started and asking questions as I go.
That sounds natural.
What about teamwork?
Don't stop at, "I'm a team player." Show the behavior.
I enjoy working with other people. I like sharing ideas, but I also make sure I listen.
That tells an interviewer much more. If you want a useful B2 word, you can also say collaborative.
And detail-oriented?
Very common professionally. It means you notice small details and care about accuracy. Meticulous is stronger and can sound almost extreme.
Which is where perfectionism can become a problem.
Right. So instead of giving the fake weakness, "I'm a perfectionist," describe the real behavior and what you are doing about it.
I can spend too much time checking small details, so I've been working on giving myself clearer time limits.
That sounds credible because it shows both the tendency and the solution.
There's another workplace word I hear a lot. Diplomatic. How does that fit?
Imagine 2 coworkers disagree. One says, "Your idea makes no sense."
Blunt.
Very. A diplomatic person might say, "I see the advantage, but I'm concerned about the timing. Could we look at another option?"
So diplomatic does not mean avoiding disagreement.
Correct. It means handling disagreement carefully.
And tactful is similar?
Yes. A tactful person knows how to communicate something difficult without being unnecessarily rude.
I'm fairly diplomatic. When I disagree, I try to focus on the problem instead of making it personal.
That would work in a professional setting.
What if the interviewer asks, "What would your coworkers say about you?"
Answer it.
They would probably say, "I'm reliable and approachable. I'm often the person people ask when they need help thinking through a problem." They might also say, "I'm a little quiet when I first join a new team, but I open up once I get comfortable."
You reused "open up" naturally again.
I did not even plan that.
That is what we want. You are starting to use the language instead of recalling a lesson.
But now I have a harder problem. What if I need to describe the parts of my personality that are not so positive?
Give me a terrible version first.
All right. I'm impatient, stubborn, I overthink everything, and sometimes I'm too sensitive.
Wow.
Strong opening?
Memorable, certainly.
So rescue me.
We do not need to pretend those traits do not exist. We just need to describe them accurately. Start with, I can be a little
impatient when things move very slowly.
better. You have limited the trait to a situation.
I can be a bit stubborn when I strongly believe I'm right.
And if you are working on it,
I can be a bit stubborn, but I'm trying to listen more before I make up my mind.
that sounds self-aware.
What about overthinking?
You can say, I'm an overthinker, especially casually, but I tend to overthink things is softer and more flexible.
I tend to overthink small decisions. Sometimes I spend 20 minutes choosing what to order.
20 minutes?
Completely fictional.
Of course.
Maybe 18.
Much better.
What about worrying?
I'm a bit of a worrier. Sounds natural.
I'm a bit of a worrier, especially when someone sends me a message that says, "We need to talk."
That sentence can turn almost anyone into a worrier.
Suddenly your brain creates 12 possible disasters.
Now the bluntness problem. How would you describe it yourself?
I can be a little blunt sometimes. I'm working on thinking more about how my words will sound before I say them.
That shows both the trait and the effort to improve it.
Sensitive is harder because sometimes it sounds positive.
Right. Context matters. She's sensitive to other people's feelings is positive. He's sensitive about his cooking means that topic can upset him.
And touchy?
Usually more negative. He's a little touchy about his cooking means he gets offended easily about it.
I know somebody like that.
You?
I said somebody.
Very diplomatic.
See? Progress.
Now I want to change the activity before we keep collecting labels.
Thank you.
I heard that.
I said it with love.
Here is the challenge. I'll describe a situation. You decide what language fits. And if the situation changes, your answer may need to change too.
Much better. Go.
Situation 1. Someone rarely plans far in advance. On Friday afternoon, they say, let's drive to the beach tomorrow.
Spontaneous.
Usually positive. Now the same person sees an expensive motorcycle online and buys it 5 minutes later using money they had saved for rent.
That is not spontaneous anymore. That sounds impulsive.
Why?
Because now, the quick decision has serious consequences, and they did not think enough before acting.
Exactly. Same speed, different judgment.
My turn. Somebody wants to build a successful company and works toward that goal for years.
Ambitious.
Now they become angry every time somebody else succeeds because they need to be number one.
Competitive.
So ambitious is about achieving your goals. Competitive is more about winning or doing better than other people.
You just taught that distinction.
I'm keeping score.
Which sounds a little competitive.
Fair.
Situation 3. Someone enjoys solving problems alone and does not need much supervision.
Independent.
Positive?
Usually. But if they refuse to ask for help even when the problem is getting worse, the same independence could become a weakness.
Then build a balanced self-description.
I'm pretty independent, although I'm learning to ask for help sooner when I need it.
That is exactly the kind of sentence that gives a realistic picture.
Next one.
A person is very quiet during their first week at a new job. They listen carefully and do not share much personal information. But when they speak, they sound completely comfortable.
Reserved. Not necessarily shy, because you did not describe nervousness.
You caught the important detail.
That reaction is better than just saying, good.
Are you reviewing my hosting now?
Apparently.
Fine. Situation 5. A coworker clearly disagrees with the manager, explains why, and listens to the manager's concerns.
Assertive and diplomatic.
Both?
Yes. Assertive because they speak clearly. Diplomatic because they manage the disagreement respectfully.
I was expecting one word, but your answer is better than my question.
Did I just improve the teacher's question?
You did.
Please make sure that stays in the episode.
It literally will.
Excellent.
Situation 6. A person always says exactly what they think. Their friends appreciate the honesty, but sometimes people get hurt.
Honest and blunt.
Can you make it softer?
She's very honest and direct, although sometimes she could be a little more tactful.
That tells me you are now choosing language based on effect, not just definition.
Now I want to challenge you.
Go ahead.
Somebody plans everything, notices tiny errors, checks their work twice, and gets annoyed when people say, "It's good enough."
Detail-oriented.
Too easy.
Meticulous.
Better. Now they take 3 hours to send a simple email because they keep changing one word.
Then I might say they are a perfectionist, or that they tend to overthink details.
So your word changed when I added a consequence.
Exactly.
Next one. Somebody walks into a new group, talks to everyone easily, remembers names, and deliberately includes the quieter people.
Outgoing, approachable, and considerate.
3 words?
One behavior can reveal more than one trait.
I like that. They are socially confident, but they are also thinking about other people.
And you are making the questions harder than mine.
I am feeling confident.
Not cocky?
I knew you were going to say that.
Let's add another layer. You can also behave differently depending on who you're with.
Definitely. I'm much quieter around new people than I am with close friends.
So, with close friends, would you say you're more playful?
Yes. And I used to wonder whether that meant one version was fake. If I'm quiet with strangers and loud with friends, which one is the real me?
Both can be real. Context changes behavior.
So I could say, I'm fairly reserved around new people, but with close friends, I'm much more playful.
Exactly.
Playful means somebody enjoys joking, teasing lightly, or being a little silly?
Yes. It usually sounds warm.
Then another useful structure is, I can seem, but...
Definitely.
I can seem quiet at first, but I'm actually very talkative once I'm comfortable.
Or, I can seem very calm, but I worry more than people realize.
That gives a much deeper picture.
And personality can change over time too.
I used to be really shy, but I've become more confident.
Good.
I used to make decisions very quickly, but now I'm much more cautious with big choices.
Notice how you avoided simply saying, I used to be impulsive. You described the change clearly.
I think that is the biggest thing I have learned. I used to search for one perfect adjective. Now I think the real skill is building a picture.
Then we need to make the challenge harder.
There is always another level.
Same person, 3 contexts.
Oh, I like this.
First, you meet somebody casually and they ask, "What are you like?"
I'd say I'm pretty easygoing once I'm comfortable. I'm a little quiet at first, but I open up quickly if the conversation feels natural. I like joking around, but after a busy social day, I usually need some quiet time.
That sounds personal and natural.
Now give me the coworker version.
A coworker asks, "What's your working style like?"
I'm pretty organized and reliable. I like having a clear plan, but I'm flexible when something changes. I'm also comfortable working independently, although I like checking in with the team when a decision affects everyone.
Notice that you are the same person, but you chose the traits that matter in that context.
Now the interview.
How would you describe yourself professionally?
I'd describe myself as reliable, organized, and collaborative. If I commit to something, I follow through. and I like making sure expectations are clear. I tend to be quiet when I first join a new team, but I become more confident as I understand how the team works. I'm also fairly detail-oriented, although I've learned not to spend too much time trying to make every small thing perfect.
That is significantly better than the 3 safe words you started with.
I would hope so. You have spent most of this episode analyzing me.
And the interesting part is that you did not memorize one long answer. You reused patterns.
I'd describe myself as, I'm a little, at first, but I've learned to...
Exactly. I want to practice only 2 of those for rhythm, because these are phrases learners can reuse constantly.
Short pronunciation practice. I approve.
Listen, I'd say I'm pretty easygoing.
I'd say I'm pretty easygoing.
Now natural speed, I'd say I'm pretty easygoing.
I'd say I'm pretty easygoing.
One more. I'm quiet at first, but I task open up once I'm comfortable.
I'm quiet at first, but I open up once I'm comfortable.
Good. We do not need 20 repetitions. The important thing is to hear the pattern, then use it with your own personality.
Let's give everyone a moment.
Think of one personality trait that is genuinely true for you, not the most impressive word, a true one.
Now think of one small behavior that shows it.
Then add one contrast, situation, or area you are working on.
For example, I'd say I'm pretty patient. I usually stay calm when plans take longer than expected, although I can get impatient when I'm really tired.
Or, I'm a little reserved at first, but I open up once I know people better.
Or, I'm quite ambitious. I set goals for myself, but I try not to compare my progress with other people.
You just separated ambitious from competitive again.
I can teach one now.
You actually can, so I am going to stop helping you.
That sounded dramatic.
Final question. No hints, no corrections while you speak. Alex, what are you like?
All right, I'd say I'm fairly organized and reliable. I like knowing what the plan is, and if I promise to do something, I try hard to follow through. Socially, I can be a little quiet at first, especially in a new group, but I open up once I feel comfortable. My close friends would probably say I'm playful and a bit of an overthinker. I'm also pretty independent, although I've been getting better at asking for help instead of trying to solve everything alone. I can be stubborn sometimes, especially when I think I'm right, but I'm working on listening before I make up my mind. And on my good days, I'm choosing the word determined.
I was waiting for that.
I had to bring it back.
But that answer works. I can actually picture the person you are describing.
And I did not hide behind 3 safe adjectives.
No. This time you gave me a real picture instead of a label.
That may be my greatest achievement today.
For everyone listening, that is your next step. Make your own 3 or 4 sentence answer to the question, what are you like? Give one real trait, one example, and one contrast or thing you are working on.
And if you want a little extra practice, write your own answer in the comments. You do not need difficult vocabulary. A clear, honest description is much better than using impressive words that do not really sound like you.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please like the video and subscribe to English Life channel. Your support really motivates us and helps us keep creating useful English lessons for you.
And remember, your personality is much bigger than one adjective.
Much bigger. The goal is not to find one perfect word. It is to learn how to describe yourself clearly, naturally, and honestly.
Thanks for spending this time practicing with us.
Keep using your English, keep noticing the words that fit you best, and we hope today's lesson makes your next conversation a little easier.
We'll be here with another useful English conversation soon.
Until then, take care and keep practicing.